This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hello everybody. I'm so glad to see you all here. Thank you for being here with me this morning. Good morning, Abellis. Good morning, Trixie. I was actually looking at what you sent me, Trixie, about this document. So I've got it pulled up to page 70. Excuse me. I'm going to drop this link for Sarah if you want to come up, because I know you were saying you wanted to come up real quick. Oh my gosh, if my computer will work. Good morning, Gina Marie. Okay, so there's the StreamYard link if you wanted to come up. Okay, so I have a document. This one is from Grizzly True Crime. I went back through my files, and all I have is the 80-page indictment for murder, for Red Rum, excuse me. So I was able to get this from her. This is her document, or it was given to her and she put it out for us. So I do want to give credit where credit is due. This is from Grizzly True Crime. If you go and join her Patreon, you can also get this document. I have put in a request for this document, but I have not received it yet. So from what I understand, I think I need to start on... Okay. Excuse me. So this is basically saying that okay. So I'll just read it. It says it's basically a warrant to get the Apple devices. So, Lord have mercy. We'll start here. So this is an application and search warrant. They're asking for all records or other information regarding the devices associated with or used in connection with the account, including all current, past, trusted, or authorized iOS device and computer devices used to access Apple services, including serial numbers. So you get the idea, right? It's like just a search warrant for all the Apple devices. I'm going to continue on. Yes, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, Trixie. Good morning, Anders. Good morning, Abellis and Jenny and Eek and all my lovely family members. So this says Apple accounts associated with, and we're going to assume that's Stephen and Madeline and Jen. This says your affiant seeks to seize the above described evidence pursuant to Florida statute, as well as the United States Code and California statutes, which compel out-of-state electronic communication service or remote computing service that provides such services to the public to provide information pursuant to search warrant, court orders, or subpoenas issued by the state of Florida. Good morning, LA. Nice to see you. Oh, real quick. I needed to talk to Paranormal Rooster. I have been trying to ask YouTube, like through the chat section for YouTube creators and through email, and they won't get back to me. But from what I understand, I cannot stream a movie. So what I was going to do for tomorrow for Halloween, Court TV has put out a new interview. That's an interview with a serial Red Rummer. We could go over that. We could also do the Scream Red Rums, where there was a bunch of kids who went and Red Rummed some of their friends. Hold on just a second, love. And they did it in Scream masks. Hello. True crime from the...
Can you hear me? I think I had it muted. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, I got really nervous, and then at the same time, the button on my pants broke, and I'm like, oh my God, this is not happening right now. I'm nervous. My pants are broke. Like, I'm just having a morning.
I'm so sorry. That's horrible. I hate when stuff like that happens.
No, but thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate that. So the only thing I really want to speak on this case, because I usually have really unpopular opinions about true crime cases.
Yeah,
And most people will disagree with what I usually say. So
you're good.
it's rare that I have like a friendly chat per se.
Yeah.
But did y'all get to watch the interview with Stephen, whatever, however you say his name, with his parents?
Okay, so that was done by the
Hidden True Crime, I think.
Yes, we watched a portion of it. I tried not to play all of her stuff. On panel Anders is true crime from the I can't see the rest of it.
Oh, True Crime from the Trailer Hood. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I have lived in some
Thanks.
trailer hoods, girl.
Well, that was going to be my podcast that I was going to launch, and it just never got off the ground, and that's okay.
Oh,
I like to sit around and pretend like it did, and that I'm a famous podcaster or something. But I think I might like rebrand it and rename it like Unpopular Opinions from the Trailer Hood or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But yeah, with that, so I caught that interview. I personally had never heard of that channel before, but I tend to get stuck in my ways, and then the algorithm will throw stuff at me, and I'll be like, hey, that's cool. So that's how I found them. But I was really happy they came out and did that interview because, nature versus nurture, that is a topic that at least I seem to think is very popular within the true crime genre. Is it nature, nurture? If the monster has babies and the monster goes to prison, do you give the monster's babies to the monster to raise the monster? It's kind of
right.
You always like with which I hate to bring it up, the Watts case. Was Chris a monster? Was he a product of his environment, both growing up and marriage wise? It's so there's that nature versus nurture thing there. So I was really curious to see what his parents were like, and I think I had some pre-made decisions. I can't think of the word I want to use, but I think I had some. I'd already made up my mind about them, and I was like, they're horrible people. They got to be horrible people. Look at what they raised, but after that interview, I was really happy they came out and did that because they're not monsters. If anything, they seem real straight by the book. They said, we got to get a power of attorney to deal with your car. I'm like, nobody's going to know if you sign the back of the title, bro. But, they just seem real straight by the book. And his mom said something that I rarely hear people say out loud, but I know is a factual statement. And it's when they are being denied access to their child, whether it's an adult child or a younger child. But for whatever reason, they lose custody or, this child's in prison or something, they're denied access to him. She said, we lost our child, but he didn't die in a car wreck. It would be easier on us if he did. And I got that because I've been in that situation where, you feel that, but you don't dare say it out loud. And I have a lot of respect for her for like just coming out and saying her feelings like that. And I have a lot of respect for her because she's like, that's my son. I can't not love him. Right. I get that, and I get that. I guess that's my unpopular opinion is I have two boys. Well, I have a trans child and a boy. And I love them. I always say, I tell my youngest, like you could be a serial killer. I might hate the things you do, but I'll always love you. Just not the things you do. Don't do bad things, but still, And I think that's an aspect that just a lot of people aren't looking at with this and a whole bunch of other, whatever the popular cases at the moment, people will go after family members and parents and stuff. And I guess I just kind of want to remind everybody, not that your audience, because I'm sure they're mindful, but a lot of people just throughout YouTube and Reddit and the internet in general, they're not mindful that, they're going through this too. Yeah, their son is a monster, no doubt, but we don't know the struggle they're going through. Right. And I just try to remind people of that. Like they seem like real straight shooters, they've come out, they're not trying to defend him or anything. They're just saying like, he's our son, he's horrible. What happened is horrible. We're not saying he didn't do it, but he's our son. We can't stop loving him. So I don't know. When they said they were getting death threats, that made me really sad.
Yeah, I can't stand the death threats to the parents. And there's a lot of cases. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but if you look into it, it's like, the parents did everything they could. There's one like mainstream person and like, the clown, or I can't even think. Even Jeffrey Dahmer, that's who I'm thinking about. Jeffrey Dahmer, his parents saw things and they tried so hard to keep him from going down that path, and there just was nothing they could do. I don't believe in blaming the parents either.
Right. Except
And
there are cases though where I do think the parents should be to blame. And one of them, unpopular opinion, is Casey Anthony. I
right,
think
yeah,
Casey was definitely manipulative, but I think she learned it from Cindy.
yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
but I don't blame them for Casey's actions. We all know she killed that baby. Rest in peace, Kylie. But still, that one, I think there's sometimes where it's okay to blame them because they are to blame, and that's when it's all that whole nurture nature thing. But then there's other times where I can't. I just feel so bad thinking, I'm like picturing in my head they're picking up the phone and somebody's like, "I hope you got," like, what?
Right,
These
yeah,
two
that
people are so sweet. How can
yeah, that
you
shit's
know?
uncalled for. If anything, they let him the thing I think that they did was they nurtured him too much because he was like an adult child. He didn't have a job that he could always go back there and be handed everything under the sun.
Yeah,
But I think they nurtured him too much to try to get him to do better. That would be the
right.
only thing I would say about the Stearns. But I hate the death threats to parents too and family members. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand it.
I agree with you 100%. I think that was worded perfectly because I think that's exactly what happened. And
Yeah,
but yeah, that shouldn't that doesn't equal death threat. But yeah, I think they did,
right.
and I think they were really trying. I think they were really trying. But
Yeah, for
sometimes,
sure.
man, child, men, and there's nothing you can do. I don't know. I don't know. I was booted at 19 and told I couldn't come back, come hell or high water, and my mom meant it. But
Yeah.
I see it happen a lot though.
Yeah, I left when I was 17 and pretty much was told the same thing. So, yeah, I
You know
know
what's
feeling.
so funny though? It's so funny. My parents, my oldest child, that I call that their do-over kid because guess who gets to come back and live at grandma and grandpa's anytime they want to?
Yeah, my older brother gets to go back and live whenever he wants to too. It's more of a my mom didn't get along with me because we were both females, I think, but
Yeah,
we
same
got a
here,
great
girl. Same
relationship
here.
now that I don't live there.
Oh, see, we don't, but that's okay. That's okay. No, the
Sure.
distance does us good, but yeah, that's just the only real thing I wanted to say on this case. The other thing is, was it this one that they were wanting to start the trial in like 5 years, like 2027 or something? Or am I
Yes.
thinking of another case?
No, the defense attorney stated when he went to court a couple weeks ago that they had 3 capital murder charge cases, the attorney did, and was trying to push it out. And the judge said, no, we're gonna do it. There's gonna be some stuff that happens in May, but the trial's gonna start in September of 2025.
Oh man, see, and I feel some kind of way about that. I feel like that just immediately opens the door for appeals. But of course, I got to remember every time somebody's guilty, they're going to appeal on ineffective counsel anyway. But I don't know. That makes me, of course, him being denied a right to a speedy trial would bother me as well. But
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
think they all appeal if they lose.
Yeah, well, some states, we were talking about this. Who was I talking to this about? Maybe I was just talking to my dog about it. I talk to my dog a lot. No, I was
Oh
having a
yeah.
conversation with somebody about it. But in some states, if they're death penalty states and they are found guilty and it's a death penalty punishment, by law, it immediately puts in the appeal. They don't have to do anything. But then other states, you have so many days to say you want that appeal and then put down your grounds for appeal. I thought that was interesting. I thought it was uniform, just across the board, but it varies by state.
Sorry, I was muted. Right. Jenny brought up something, the traumatic brain injury. That's something else we can talk about. A lot of
Oh,
times when people get injuries to the frontal lobe, it
yeah.
takes them back to like primal instincts. And there's
Yeah.
a percentage of people who do crimes like this and red rums and things like that that have traumatic brain injuries to the frontal lobe. Um,
Right. And there's a lot of people though that have TBIs that don't though, myself included. I have a TBI. But
right.
yeah, I'm curious to find out what his TBI is, what part of his brain is affected, what level the effective, how he's affected by it, and the level of severity for it. And I'm wondering if they're going to use that as a defense.
Yeah, they could. It's possible. I'm curious to see what they're going to use as a defense too.
I mean, I haven't seen any indications of anything that he said or done that would qualify him for a defensive, like, and NGRI running wild, not guilty, reason of insanity, life or
Right.
death as a punishment. But with that TBI, when I found out about that, I was like, oh man. But if I remember right, aren't they having like some trouble getting the documentation for that or something?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard that yet.
I feel like I heard that somewhere. See, that's my TBI kicking in. Like, it's a fuzzy memory, but I do feel like I heard that somewhere that, oh, his parents. I did. I heard it over, what was I listening to? I think I was listening to Plunder or something. They were listening to jail calls, and they were saying like, we can't find your doctor's information for your head injury or something. Like there was an issue trying to get the documentation. And they also said, his dad said, when Stefan's lips are moving, he's lying. So it makes me wonder how legitimate this TBI is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is gonna be crazy. And I'm still waiting for Jen to be charged too. Why they're dragging their feet. And maybe they gave her immunity. I don't know, but I want to see something.
They gave her limited immunity.
But can't they hit her with some kind of, at least a misdemeanor of neglect or something? You would think.
Something.
I mean, because what does she have to tell them that she needs immunity for? You know what I mean?
Right. A lot of people are on the bandwagon that Jennifer Soto is completely innocent. And while, I love to hear everybody's opinions, and we welcome everybody's opinions and speculations. I welcome them all because I don't want an echo chamber. I have stated in comments that, they don't give immunity to innocent people. If you're really innocent of everything, you don't need immunity. So
yep,
that's my thought on that.
Exactly. And yeah, nail on the head right there. Boom, boom. That's perfect, because that's true. And it just irritates me though that she acts the way she does while she's with this. I mean, I don't know. She rubs me wrong. She rubbed me wrong since the second I found out that I heard that this little girl was missing. But yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is a damn shame, that's for sure.
Right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start reading this. You can hang out up here or do whatever you need to do.
Oh, well, thank you. I gotta get to work. I gotta walk to work today. It's only a couple streets over, but my car broke. I had to sell it. I think I'm getting a new car tonight. That'll be nice. But until then, I am hoofing it everywhere. So I'm gonna take off and get to work.
Okay. Well, I hope you have a good day. I used to walk to work.
Well, thank you. And thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. You can come up anytime you want.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Well, she was nice. That was nice. I appreciate you coming up if you can still hear me. Okay, so back to this. They're basically talking about, this is them asking for the Apple device. I'm trying to make it where I can read the bottom here, because I think what's most important is where it starts on the bottom. Okay, it's at the top now. So it says, on February 27th, the Kissimmee Police Department was asked to assist Orange County Sheriff's Office with executing a search warrant at the address in reference to a missing persons case they were actively working. The person is Madeline. The address where Madeline, her mother, Jennifer, and Stephen, and person of interest in victim's disappearance, Stephen Stearns, live. Orange County detectives stated Stephen provided them with his cell phone and authorized them to download the contents. When Orange County detectives downloaded the contents, they saw that Stephen performed a factory reset. We read this yesterday, now that I'm reading it. However, his Google Drive resynced with his phone, and detectives discovered several hundred images and videos which depicted Stephen Stearns conducting unlawful sexual activity with Madeline. At that point, detectives obtained a search warrant for Stephen's Google account and were able to obtain even more images and photos of said unlawful sexual activity. An arrest warrant was later obtained by the Kissimmee Police Department for Stephen Stearns, charging him with sexual battery. Good morning, Corey. It's good to see you. Capital sexual battery and possession of child porn. Madeline, Jennifer, and Stephen all lived at the address. During the time the above mentioned offenses occurred. A search of Stephen Stern's phone also disclosed communication between Stephen and Madeline. The communication, I'm assuming that's Madeline, it could be Jennifer. The communication between maybe Jennifer and Stephen Stern shows routine communication by cellular phone device, even when they were both inside the apartment. Okay, so my friend, my lovely Trixie, told me basically what pages that were important. I hate that I cannot see the bottom of this page. So that's why I'm going over these parts. I'm going to make this big to see if I can see the bottom. Okay, I can do it like this. Let me make it back small again. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Shows routine communication by cellular phone device, even when they were both inside the apartment. There is also a likelihood that there is communication between, I'm assuming, Madeline and Stephen regarding the relationship. Okay. Between Jennifer and Stephen regarding the relationship between Maddie and Stephen is what I'm assuming that says. Again, I just want to, yes, thank you. Trigger warning. Thank you, Jenny Jen. I just want to reiterate that this document is from Grizzly True Crime. This is not my document. I like to give credit where credit is due. I have requested this document because I only got the 80 pages that I read to you guys yesterday. This is her 501 page document. Please go give her a like and subscribe. If you would like to get this document, you can do so by joining her Patreon. And if anybody ever wants to use anything I put out, you're more than welcome, as long as you do the same for me. Okay, back to the document. Oh, again, paranormal real quick. Sorry. I have, again, tried to find out about streaming a movie for Halloween, and I don't think I can. So we're going to go over the Screen Murders and where Court TV interviewed a Red Rummer tomorrow. I'm still going to try to find out if I can. I'm trying everything I can, but they're not letting me know. YouTube's not letting me know if there's a way I can do it. Okay, I apologize. Back to the document. Stephen was determined to be the last person in contact with Madeline and is considered a suspect in her disappearance. However, during the investigation, it was determined that Stephen's vehicle, a 2022, or Jennifer's vehicle, a 2022 Nissan sedan, had been used after Madeline's disappearance. The Nissan drove the exact same path of travel that Stephen had driven in his vehicle, the Lincoln MKZ, immediately after Madeline's disappearance. This is known through red light cameras, license plate readers, and surveillance videos. Madeline's and Stephen's phones were left behind at the apartment. We cannot prove who was driving one of their vehicles during this time frame. I'm assuming Jennifer's vehicle during the time frame prior to Stephen's arrest. Still images recovered from the license plate readers, traffic cameras, and or surveillance cameras showed Madeline in an unnatural position, slumped over the center console of the Lincoln MKZ. Although each picture was at a different time, Madeline was in the same unnatural position and hadn't moved from being slumped over the center console. Some of these pictures were after Stephen advised he dropped Madeline off at school in the Lincoln MKZ. During the investigation, surveillance video was obtained from the address on Young Parkway. The video showed on February 26th at 9:41 a.m. Stephen removing Madeline from the seat of the Lincoln MKZ and placing her in the trunk of the vehicle. Madeline's body appeared lifeless due to her arms moving in an uncontrolled manner. A cadaver dog alerted to both the Lincoln MKZ and Jennifer's Nissan. Anders, I know you were asking about that yesterday. So again, it says the cadaver dog alerted to the MKZ and Jennifer's Nissan. Throughout the course of the investigation, the victim was discovered deceased in a rural area of St. Cloud in Osceola County. At the same time, Stephen Stearns was the last person observed on video with the victim. A witness reported and positively identified Stearns in a close proximity of where the victim's body was discarded. During the course of the investigation, I'm assuming Stephen has been interviewed by detectives and media. One of them, Stephen, it's because Stephen and Jennifer have both made numerous contradictory statements to detectives and media outlets. I don't know which one it says. During the initial interviews with patrol officers and detectives. So it's Jennifer. It says she stated that Stephen took Madeline to school. During other statements, she said, we took Madeline to school. Jennifer, I'm assuming Jennifer's whereabouts are also inconsistent. She stated initially that she did not take Madeline to school because of a new job, and then later stated she had a doctor's appointment. Jen told detectives that she communicated with Stephen via cell phone after Maddie went missing. Jennifer stated she would communicate with Stephen using Google Meet. Text messages in Jennifer's cell phone reveal she would ask Stephen to use a Google application to communicate instead of normal text messages. A search warrant was lawfully obtained to search the content of Jennifer's cell phone. However, some items would have been backed up onto Jennifer's iCloud account and may not have appeared on the cellular phone. One of them also had control over Maddie's iCloud, which gave her the ability to approve or deny any application she applied for. Let me take this second to put my trigger warning banner up. Okay. Due to the material inconsistencies provided by Jennifer about the disappearance of Madeline, there's likely evidence of communication between Stephen Stearns and Jennifer regarding the disappearance of Madeline within Maddie or Jennifer's iCloud account. Also, data potentially contained in Maddie and Jennifer's iCloud accounts may show if devices belonging to Maddie or Jennifer are within Jennifer's Nissan on February 26th. There we go. Oh, hold on. I couldn't see what y'all were saying. Hold on. All right. Therefore, there's probable cause to believe that there's evidence regarding the capital sexual batteries by person in custodial or family authority, possession of child porn, and homicide committed against Maddie contained in the following accounts, and that's going to be the accounts of Jennifer and Stephen, including but not limited to communications, photographs, videos, location data, call logs, third-party applications used to communicate. Continued on the next page. It is the request of this applicant to be granted a search warrant to access Apple accounts associated with Stephen and Jennifer and or associated to emails. And I think it gives Jennifer's email address. All of that's blocked out. Apple Incorporated account and any possible private messages containing explicit pictures or descriptions of sexual activity between Stephen and the victim, or explicit videos or pictures within the iCloud account. Wherefore, applicant makes this application and affidavit for search warrant and requests the issuance of a search warrant in due form of law authorizing a search of the above described property by officers of the law for the evidence described above and for the seizure of safekeeping and said evidence subject to any subsequent order of a court having proper jurisdiction. And it tells us that Detective Morris sworn and subscribed, and they signed that search warrant. Okay, let's continue. This is a picture of the search warrant telling us that Detective Murphy asked for the Apple They wanted the following records under control of Apple Incorporated, found to be associated with the Apple accounts associated with Jennifer and Stephen, and or associated emails to the email addresses. All records and other information regarding the devices associated with or used in connection with the account, including all current, past, and trusted or authorized iOS devices and computers, and any devices used to access Apple services, including serial numbers, unique device identifications, and it just tells us basically about what they want. I don't feel like we have to read through all of that. Tells us they want the MIN, the SIM, the MSISDN, which is the International Mobile Subscriber Entities, or IMSI, and International IMEI. The contents of all files and other records stored on iCloud, including iOS device backups, all Apple and third-party app data, all files and other records related to iCloud Mail, Mail, iCloud photo sharing, My Photo Stream, iCloud Photo Library, iCloud Drive, iWorks, including Pages, Numbers, and Keynote, iCloud Tabs, iCloud Keychain, and all other address books, contact, buddy, and buddy lists, notes, reminders, calendars. They want everything. They just want everything. This is believed to be evidence of a felony criminal violation of the laws of the state of Florida, to wit, murder and sexual battery and possession of material depicting sexual performance of a child. Is currently being kept in or on certain property which is accessible in Osceola County, Florida, which property is presently believed to be under control of Apple Incorporated. Attention, privacy and law enforcement compliance. And it tells us all that. Hold on just a second. Paranormal, I'm sorry for whatever's going on. Okay. The accounts to be searched is hosted by Apple Incorporated, related to the crimes that occurred within the jurisdiction of Osceola County. Okay. So it's just telling us that basically they want all the Apple information. And it's a search warrant for all the Apple iCloud information. This is an inventory of and receipt for items seized. Mark Morris, the detective by whom the warrant was written, do swear the above digital data contains a true and detailed account of all the property collected by the Kissimmee Police Department on said warrant. Okay, no. The attached search warrant was received on the 17th day of April 2024. The search warrant was executed in Osceola County. And this is the warrant or court order that says Detective Morris represents Apple Incorporated, the Honorable Judge Murphy, Orange County Courthouse, in warrant to the case and docket number on April 17th that I submitted to Apple on April 17th, and they declare under the perjury of law that they submitted it. This is an emergency warrant request cover sheet. Officers of Kissimmee Police Department are waiting to immediately, directly, instantly, and at once, without delay, proceed on this search warrant in compliance with the Ninth Judicial Circuit's warrant signings procedure. This cover sheet is attached to the request for the emergency arrest and search warrant. Bless you. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, Basil. Bless you. The Kissimmee Police Department recognizes that an emergency is an unforeseen combination of circumstances that calls for immediate action, and law enforcement should seek emergency duty judge intervention only in rare and extreme circumstances where the law or totality of circumstances require immediate action, and that it must appear that urgent circumstances are present and that lack of immediate action would result in the loss of evidence or the imminent escape of a suspect. The location of the suspect is in Orlando, Florida, and the facts justifying the emergency are in custody. Alrighty. So let's go over here. I need page. See what we got next. Okay, so this is their application for Stefan's DNA, genetic material or buccal cells from Stefan, blood, saliva or epithelial cells to be collected, photographs and swabs of Michael Stern's member, and clothing worn by Stefan. It says there's probable cause to believe that certain evidence that is believed to be the evidence of a felony crime violation of the laws of the state of Florida, to wit, Florida statutes prohibiting the crime of sexual battery, possession of material depicting sexual performance of a child, currently exists within Orange County, Florida, which is presently believed to be under the control of Stephen Stearns, and that the laws relating to said offenses are possessed by one person who is more specifically described as follows. Yeah. And then it gives us Stephen's information. It says the applicant, Detective Brian Moore, is duly sworn law enforcement officer for Kissimmee since April 2018. And he is investigating crimes to include, but not limited to, investigating miscellaneous felony crimes to include homicide, robbery. What did he rob? Sexual battery, I guess that's what the officer investigates. Auto theft investigations, narcotics investigations, pawn shop investigations, burglaries, criminal mischiefs, and fraud. Okay, so yeah, that's just telling us what he does and why he wants to search. Now, I think I read this yesterday, but we will read it again. Hold on, let me look at my Discord to see the messages we need to go over. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to clear my throat. Good morning, Scratch the Point. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Overprotected. I'm just now seeing you. Alrighty. So, yep, page 80. And then we'll probably skip ahead. I'll go ahead and read this even though we talked about it yesterday. On February 26th, at approximately 20 hours, 13-year-old victim was reported missing by her mother. According to Orange County Sheriff Kyle Cole, has found the following during the missing person investigation and reported such information to your affiant. D.S. Cole has been a sworn law enforcement officer for the Orange County Sheriff's Office since August 10, 2017. He's trained in a variety of law enforcement techniques. The mother advised her daughter's stepfather, Stephen Stearns, picked her up from home and dropped her off at the middle school on February 26th. The mother then went to pick up the victim from school at dismissal and learned the victim did not attend classes. An interview conducted with the victim's stepfather, Stephen Stearns, who advised... Oh, I just lost my place. He transported the victim from her residence and dropped her off in front of Peace United Methodist Preschool, which was down the street from the school at 8:40. Hunters Creek School begins class at 9:30. A license plate reader captured Stephen's vehicle, driving away from the school at 8:10. During the interview with Stephen, he provided consent to search his phone. However, he stated he accidentally performed a factory reset on February 26th. Stephen provided the phone number to be, and it gives his old phone number. Please don't call that phone number. He is in jail. Obviously, he cannot receive calls on that number anymore. After an extensive canvass of the area and interviews with the victim's family and friends, it was learned it was unusual for the victim to be dropped off down the road from the school and not to stay in communication with family and friends. Upon review of contents of Stephen's phone, several images and videos were located which depicted the missing juvenile with her chest and openings as the focal point of the pictures and videos. There were also pictures and videos depicting the missing juvenile's front butt and mouth being penetrated by a member. As such, the files depict sexual performance of a child. D.S. Cole has probable cause to believe Stephen was in possession of material depicting the sexual performance of a child. D.S. Cole has reported the same to your affiant. According to D.S. Cole, the member observed penetrating the victim had distinct markings on it, which consisted of bright pinkish colored skin below the head of the member until approximately a quarter length down. Further, as D.S. Cole was reviewing the pictures and videos, D.S. Cole observed several different pieces of clothing to include patterned undies, shirts, blankets, and sheets. Simultaneously, detectives of the Orange County Sheriff's Office were executing a search warrant of Stephen's home. The address is also where the victim and her mother lived. The detectives searching the residence were contacted and confirmed they found the same distinctive clothing worn by both Stephan and the victim in Stephan's room and the victim's room. Based on the totality of the circumstances, your affiant has probable cause to believe Stephan committed sexual battery on the victim. It should be noted that there were pictures and videos collected on several different dates over the course of approximately 2 years. Due to Stephan being the last person with the victim, and it is known there was ongoing sexual abuse between the two, your affiant is requesting a search warrant for the above described items. And there's the search warrant. Okay. I'm going to try to find what is of relevance. That's 83. That's the search warrant. Let's see what they're requesting to seal. Okay, so this is a request to seal. Comes now, Detective Sitch of the Northport Police Department requests this court for an order sealing the search warrant affidavits, search warrant inventories, request to seal and amend request to seal in this cause as grounds alleges as follows. The stated agency, along with Kissimmee Police Department, was investigating a missing endangered juvenile persons case at the time a premise search warrant was obtained. The stated agency, along with Kissimmee Police Department, was investigating a missing and endangered persons case at the time the search warrant was obtained. Since the search warrant was obtained, the Kissimmee Police Department has initiated a criminal investigation of red rum. Florida statute, it's in violation of Florida statutes. Exempts from public inspection, active criminal intelligence information, and active criminal investigative information. In this case, the disclosure of the search warrant affidavit, and search warrant inventories and request to seal would potentially compromise both federal and state investigations, which is ongoing. The investigation is continuing in good faith. Criminal intelligence information means information with respect to identifiable person or group of persons collected by a criminal justice agency in effort to anticipate, prevent, or monitor possible criminal activity, and that criminal investigative information means informative with respect to identifiable person or group of persons complied by a criminal justice agency in the course of conducting a criminal investigation of a specific act or omission, including but not limited to information derived from laboratory tests, reports of investigations, or informants, or any type of surveillance. In that instant case, sealing search warrants, sealing warrant affidavits, search warrant inventories, and motion to seal will protect the integrity of the ongoing case. So they wanted to seal basically their information to make sure the case was protected. Let's see what this is. So this is telling us that there is an ongoing criminal investigation. Oh, Lord. I didn't mean to go that far. Let's see where this redacted stuff is. Okay. This is a probable cause for issuance. Your affiant is a detective with the Northport Police Department. It says, Lordy. Okay. Your co-affiant is a detective with the Kissimmee Police Department. On February 26th, Madeline was reported missing. Jennifer advised Stephan Stearns picked Maddie up from home and dropped her off at Hunters Creek Middle School on February 26th. Jennifer then went to pick up Maddie from school at dismissal and learned she never showed up. An interview with Maddie's stepfather, Stephan Stearns, who advised he picked Maddie up and dropped her off in front of Peace United Methodist Church, which was down the street from the school at 8:40. I think we just read this. During the interview, Stephen provided consent to search his phone. However, he stated he accidentally performed 2 factory resets on his phone on February 26th, the same day Maddie went missing. Stephen provided his phone number. Yeah, that's pretty much what we just read. Okay. So right here, it goes down to where they were where we just talked about they were simultaneously performing a search warrant of the house. The detectives searching the residence were contacted and confirmed they found the same distinctive clothing in both Stephen and Maddie's room. An arrest warrant was obtained for Stephen in reference to the above-mentioned findings. During the course of the investigation, Christopher's aforementioned vehicle, along with Jennifer's vehicle, a white Nissan 4-door bearing Florida tag, was captured on license plate readers throughout various counties of Florida, including Sarasota County, between the time Maddie went missing on February 26, 2024 and February 28, 2024. On February 28, 2024, at approximately 6:29, Jennifer's vehicle was captured on license plate reader at the intersection of North Cranberry Boulevard and Toledo Boulevard, which is in Northport, Florida. The location is approximately 1 mile from Stephen's parents' residence, who he's been residing with since December 2023. Jennifer's vehicle is then captured on the same tag reader again at 7:46 and approximately 10:21. Jennifer's vehicle is then hits on license plate reader at the intersection of Rolling Oaks Boulevard and 192 in Kissimmee. At approximately 10:57, information is obtained that Stephen then arrives in Jennifer's vehicle to the hotel room in which they were staying while the search warrant was being conducted on the residence. At the time of the license plate reader hits on February 28th, Christopher Stearns was assisting with the search warrant for, I'm assuming, the storage unit or something, search warrant for Stephen in Orange County, Florida, along with blank and other family members. When presented with the license plate reader findings, Christopher, which is Stephen's dad, indicated he did not know why Stephen would have drove to Northport on February 28th when he should have been in Kissimmee searching for Madeline, I'm assuming. Christopher advised his wife, Deborah Stearns, had been home with the dogs during the time frame Maddie went missing and stated Stephen had not shown up at the residence in Northport. During conversations with Chris, it was discovered that Chris has a storage unit a few minutes away from his residence, located at the address. The unit number is B124. Christopher mentioned he had a key to the storage unit in his possession, in which he showed, and was the only one who had access to the storage unit. Chris said he did not allow access to the storage unit to Stephen. With this information, contact was made with Northport Police Department to make contact at the storage facility to see if Stephen had possibly went to Chris's storage unit. Information was received from the facility manager that records showed Chris's access code to the storage facility was manually entered into the keypad for entry on, what is that? That's August 28th, 2024, at approximately 9:08. The same access codes was used again to exit the facility. It's supposed to be February 28th at 9:08 in the morning. The same access code was used again to exit the facility at 9:16. Chris confirmed with Deborah that she had not been at the storage unit on February 28th at the referenced times. Once the information was received in reference to license plate reader hits for Jennifer's vehicle tag number, a white 4-door Nissan was located at the hotel and towed to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. While the Orange County Sheriff's Department, a cadaver dog was walked around the vehicle and gave positive indication on Jennifer's vehicle, indicating that there was a presence of chemicals which are present during the decomposition phase of a human body. Based on this information, it is believed that Maddie could be the victim of homicide. A search warrant for Jennifer's vehicle was authored and executed, and Maddie was not located inside the vehicle. While on the scene at the storage facility, Northport Police Department made contact with Sarasota Search and Rescue, who conducted a search of the area with cadaver dogs. While the cadaver dogs were searching the area, the dogs were observed to have a change in behavior in front of storage unit B124. Oh my God. Oh my God. Based on the aforementioned, your co-affiant, Detective Mark Morris, has probable cause to believe evidence connected with the crimes mentioned above will be found within the above described premises. Y'all, this is telling us, oh my God. This is telling us that Stephen took Maddie's body to the storage unit and had her stored there. And then they went to the hotel. And then while they were at the hotel, he had to take her body and move it from the storage unit to Northport, where he dumped her out in the woods. That is what this is telling us. Allegedly speculating. Let me put that out there. But that's exactly what this is saying. And I think he probably grabbed some hard drives and devices from the storage unit as well. But the dogs aren't going to hit on the storage unit unless she was there. So what happened was basically Stephen took Maddie's body, put it in the storage unit, and then while they were at the hotel, he left that night, went to the storage unit, and took in Jennifer's car, took Maddie's body and put it out in the woods where she was found eventually. That is insane. Good morning, Cozy. Wow. That is insane. Okay, so this is just more search warrants. Y'all, I cannot believe that. Okay, so this is the return of the search warrant. It says received this warrant on the 29th day of February and executed on the 29th. Says inventory of the property was taken and delivered to the aforementioned person. I don't know what. Okay, so here's a police narrative. Okay, this is about the storage unit. So this narrative is from, it doesn't tell me. It just says that it's a supplemental report from Northport Police Department. On February 28th, I was requested to respond to the address in reference to an agency assisting with trying to locate missing juvenile from the area of Kissimmee, Florida. Upon my arrival, I was briefed on the situation, which turned out to be a possible homicide victim, and she is possibly in storage unit B124. Kissimmee detectives explained that the missing juvenile, Madeline, was supposed to be dropped off at her school by her mother's boyfriend, Stephen Stearns. I was informed that Maddie never made it to school, and after several days of searching for her up in the Kissimmee area, she has not been located, and Stephen Stearns was arrested for sexual battery and child porn for what was found on his cell phone. Further investigation. Hold on just a second. Okay. It was believed that Stephen may have been in his father's storage unit, and the Kissimmee detectives explained that someone used the father's code to get in, and the father saying that he lost a key to the unit months ago and could not find it. Stephen is believed to have been at the storage unit for less than 10 minutes before he heads back to I-75. At the time I arrived, Kissimmee detectives believed that Madeline may be deceased and her body might be located in the storage unit. I assisted in searching empty storage units on the property with Sergeant Strejek and Commander Myers. Nothing was found. I then assisted with reviewing Detective Cinch's search warrant for storage number B24. The search warrant was signed and the storage container was searched with negative results in locating Maddie. Once this was accomplished, the scene was released and I cleared the area, nothing further. But why did the dogs hit on the storage unit unless her body had been there? Y'all. Oh my God. Okay, on Wednesday, February 28th, this is another narrative. At approximately 21:46, Detective Robles and I arrived on the scene at the address in support of this investigation. On our arrival, we observed a female, later identified as Deborah Stearns, outside her residence and calling out for probably one of the dogs. 2 vehicles were present at the residence, a tan color Lincoln, which was unoccupied, and Ford facing the driveway. This vehicle is registered to Chris Stearns. The second vehicle was parked in the swale in front of the residence. The vehicle was facing east and was unoccupied and is described as dark gray brown in color Honda bearing that tag. The vehicle is registered to Stephen Stearns. Both vehicles were visually inspected and nothing overtly suspicious was observed. Contact was eventually made with Deborah. Excuse the noise in the background. The kids are making their pumpkin seeds from the pumpkins that they carved last night. Contact was eventually made with Deborah, who was very emotional during our initial interaction. Initially, Deborah only appeared to be upset by Lorso she found in her son's room. Deborah would elaborate on this torso. Oh, okay. So this talks about the sex doll torso that she found in Stephen's room. Give me 1 second. Alrighty. So Deborah only appeared to be upset by a torso she found in her son Stephen's room. Deborah would elaborate on this torso, described it as a Smex doll. This was later determined to be a rubber plastic Smex toy found by Deborah when she was cleaning the room where Stephen had been staying. Deborah advised that Stephen was not here, but she believed he had returned to the property last night. It was later divulged by Deborah that she was awoken at exactly 3:19 in the morning to her 5 dogs barking in a manner to alert her that someone was at the house. Deborah's husband, Chris, was not home last night as he had ventured to Orange County at 2300 hours to assist their son, Stephen Stearns, with a recent housing crisis. So this is basically saying that Chris, Stephen, and Jen are at the hotel, and that morning at 3:19, during the time period that Stephen was gone, Deborah was alerted by the dogs that someone was by the house. Stephen was not home last night as that was Chris. Deborah believed that if Stephen returned to their residence, that he either returned to collect his firearms or for cash that was kept within the home by her and Chris. Deborah advised that she retrieved and secured 2 handguns and a rifle from Stephen's room and secured them inside her bedroom last night. Deborah permitted us entry into her residence to conduct a security sweep of the home. Nothing of evidentiary value was observed, and the room where Stephen resided was photographed to accurately depict its appearance. The 28 digital images were later uploaded to evidence.com. Deborah would later discuss that she and Christopher are aware of allegations against their son, Stephen, and that Chris is currently being interviewed by the agency investigating the allegations. Deborah expressed her disgust at the crimes her son is alleged to have committed and is hoping that Madeline is found alive. Deborah opined that these allegations worried her to the point that when she found the Smex torso, she initially believed it to be real. Oh my God, this poor lady went in that room and found this torso and thought it was Maddie. Good gracious. Don't give your mama a heart attack. Then this led her to exit the residence and call out for her husband. This is what Detective Rolls and I heard at the arrival, as Deborah ultimately believed that Stephen had returned at 3:19 and had potentially abandoned Maddie in the wooded area surrounding the residence. I walked the exterior of the home and the accessible adjoining lots and did not locate anything of evidentiary value. After clearing the location, I responded to the storage facility where I then was asked to check check a model home, basically a trailer, at that address, as this is the property that Stephen may have frequented due to Chris's relationship with the builder at Bright Homes. The residence was secure and nothing of evidentiary value was located. I then escorted a K-9 rescue team over to the Snug Street address. Refer to Detective Wiltsky's supplemental for details on the area canvassed on Snug Street that we conducted together. Furthermore, the same supplement will accurately reflect my involvement on the area canvass of the Commerce Parkway. I would then return to the storage facility location where I would remain until the search warrant was executed on the storage unit in question. At no point did I enter either unit or handle any of the contents. This concludes my involvement in this matter. Let us continue on. I don't know what that is. It's telling us about a vehicle. So they recovered a Snug Street. Oh, they recovered something at Snug Street. Oh, that was 28 digital images of Stephen's room. And they say that it's worth $28. Okay, so this is again a supplemental report from the Northport Police Department. I haven't seen these Northport Police Department, so that's why I am reading these to y'all. Trixie, I hope you're okay, love. Hi, Norma. I didn't even see that you were here. Good morning, Norma. Corey, if Stephen had the smell on him, wouldn't the dogs hit everywhere he went, including the storage unit? Maybe. That's a good possibility. But I think that they hit on the storage unit because she was there, because that tells me that it would tell me why he left the motel that night to move her body from that area to the location. But wait a minute. He was, so there was a flat tire. So maybe not, because he got the flat tire that day, I think. Maybe I'm wrong in that, because I'm assuming he got the flat tire when he placed her body out there. So maybe he did go to visit the body and then went by the storage unit to get the hard drives and get rid of them. That's possible, Corey. You might be right. Abella says, please see my note above. Okay, hold on. Good morning, Norma. Abella's. Oh. Gavin Fish had a good point about the dogs hitting on both cars. He said Stearns had held Maddie after death and later didn't change his clothes, so the dogs would hit on that. He drove both cars. Yeah. Yep. Darlene says, I think his parents knew he had those tendencies. They just never thought he would unalive someone. Exactly. Yeah. I referenced the Jeffrey Dahmer case. His parents knew there was something wrong way early in life, and they just tried to love him so that he wouldn't commit those crimes or, become something that like he did. And there was just not much they could do about it. Thank you all for being here. If you don't mind, please give us a thumbs up so that we get in the algorithm and that more people can come and hang out with us over here at the Speculating Family. I am dropping the StreamYard link and I will get right back to reading. Let me get a sip of my coffee real quick. Okay. So back to the Northport Police Department narrative. On February 28th, while on marked uniform duty, I received a phone call from the Northport Police Department Dispatch Center asking me to contact Corporal Avelia from the Orange County Sheriff's Office. I made phone contact with Corporal Avelia, who relayed information regarding a case where they were currently involved in the Kissimmee Police Department. He relayed that they had a missing juvenile by the name of Maddie. He stated they had reason to believe something more nefarious happened to Maddie. They were requesting we check storage unit complex A cursory search of the property revealed nothing, and at the point the property was secured pending further investigation. After some explanation, I tracked down a manager for the property and requested she respond to the scene. Once on scene, she advised the unit they were looking for was B124. Due to the information attained by Corporal Avelia, I requested the Criminal Investigation Division respond to take over the scene. Once our detectives were on scene, I remained at the scene supervisor providing scene security until the scene was released. This ended my involvement. You know what? I was just sitting here thinking, and again, this is allegedly speculating. Again, real big speculation. But what if he took her? What if he went and picked her up from where he placed her when he got the flat tire, and he took her back to the storage unit and made some kind of videos or photos with her, and then after he was done doing that, he took her back and put her back at the scene where he was and took the hard drives and pictures. I'm hoping to read through this to see if we can get a better understanding on why the dogs hit, like if they think it was because of clothes he was wearing or what. But the way I think that her body was in that storage unit. Again, did he take her? Because we know that with the with what the ex said, that he asked her to lay down like she was deceased, and that was when he was most excited. So it makes sense to me that he would have done things with Maddie after she was deceased, because evidently he liked things like that, and he would want to get it on camera or on video, because we know he had an obsession with cameras and videos by the amount of pictures and things. So is it possible that he took her body there and in the privacy of the storage unit did things and took pictures and videos? Very big trigger warning. I don't know. So this is another narrative from the crime scene investigation premises search warrant and the agency assist. On Thursday, February 29th at 3:39, I was contacted on my department-issued cellular phone by telecommunications to contact Detective Fisher. Detective Fisher advised that the crime scene unit was requested to respond to the storage unit in reference to a premise search warrant for an agency assist. I immediately contacted crime scene technician Walker. Upon our arrival at 4:43, we met with Captain Harvey, Commander Myers, Detective Fisher, Strategic, and detectives, and it gives their names. Wow. So Detective Fisher advised that the Northport Police Department was requested to assist the Kissimmee Police Department and the Orange County Sheriff's Office with a missing person case they were investigating. Detective Sergeant Fisher advised that the premise search warrant was signed by the judge and requested that the exterior door to the storage unit be processed prior to the storage unit being opened. The evidence sought in the search warrant includes the victim and or clothing she was wearing, photographs of the scene, or any other evidence, implements, or devices relating to the subject matter of this warrant that could be used in violation of laws for the state of Florida. I want to find out what they think was in the storage unit. The weather during the search warrant was mostly cloudy at around 63 degrees. Overall photographs were taken to document the location and condition of the scene as I found it. A visual examination of the scene revealed that Unit B124 was secured and locked overhead with the overhead door. The storage unit lock, rope, cord, and metal handle were swabbed for potential biological evidence utilizing one sterile cotton-tipped applicator moistened with sterile water for each area. Utilizing sterile latent fingerprint brushes and sterile black fingerprint powder, the exterior of the overhead door was processed for fingerprint evidence with the assistance of the crime scene technician Walker, with negative results. Northport Fire and Rescue personnel were contacted to assist with removing the lock. Upon opening the storage unit, multiple boxes and storage containers were observed. Additional photographs were taken to document the condition of the storage unit as I found it. Nothing of evidentiary value was located. The physical evidence that they collected were multiple says multiple detectives conducted a search warrant of the storage unit. Yellow colored numerical evidence markers were placed to indicate items of evidentiary value as follows. Marker 1 indicates the cut storage unit lock. Additional items of evidentiary value were collected as follows. The swab of the storage unit lock, the swab of the rope cord and handle for the storage unit, and the swab of the metal pull handle on the storage unit. The search warrant was conducted on February 29th. A copy of the search warrant at 5:36 a.m., I'm assuming. Copy of the search warrant and handwritten Northport Police Department property receipt were left on the scene. All collected items were packaged and submitted into evidence. The items will be held in evidence pending further request for analysis, and the 69 digital photographs were uploaded. Okay. We have another narrative from Northport. I haven't seen these Northport Police Department narratives. That's why I'm trying to read them. Good morning, Tarina. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Cozy, I don't know if I said good morning to you, but if I didn't, good morning, my love. Okay, so this is a supplemental report from Northport. And this person says, on Wednesday, February 28th at 1936, Sergeant Fisher of Northport Police Department called me and explained that investigators from the Orange County Sheriff's Office were requesting assistance with a missing persons investigation because a vehicle connected to their suspect entered the city of Northport that morning at 6:29, as verified on the license plate reader and video camera. In addition, Sergeant Fisher advised that subject vehicle was left the city at 7:46, and investigators provided information that the suspect's father, Chris Stearns, was paying for a rental storage unit. The discussion and request were for Northport Police Department to possibly check the storage facility for the missing person. In the meantime, I was contacted with our Investigations Bureau Commander, Captain Harvey, who was also monitoring the situation and providing updates to department commander staff. After a series of discussions, we both decided to respond to the scene. I self-dispatched at 21:22 hours, arriving at approximately 21:31, meeting with Sergeant Fisher and Officer Hart, and learned that they were waiting for the storage unit manager to arrive so we could potentially review video and identify which storage unit Stearns was renting. At 22:56, the storage unit manager printed a unit activity summary for storage unit B124, which was accessed on February 28th at 9:08 and then exited at 9:16. So if he got there at 9:08 and left at 9:16, that's not really enough time to do what I was thinking could have possibly happened. Depending on the gate, the renter would have to enter the gate access code to get in and out. Sergeant Fisher also attempted to review their video surveillance system, but also learned that it had been non-working for about a week, which, even though Sergeant Fisher remedied, it did not reveal any video evidence of who accessed the storage unit. Detective Git Sitch was requested to respond to Northport PD and start a search warrant affidavit for the search warrant. Nothing that investigators from other agencies would provide additional probable cause and act as co-affiants, noting that they would provide that. In addition, Detective Robles and Fegan, along with members of the department's special enforcement team, were sent to the Stearns residence to speak with Deborah and Stearns. Refer to the supplemental. Oh, hold on. Says refer to the supplemental reports for additional details. Search and rescue organization arrived on the scene, deployed more than one dog, and walked the area between the two rows of the storage unit, including B124. The handlers noted some of the dogs had noticeable change in behaviors near B124. There was no positive alert or indication on that storage unit. We then asked them to check Stearns' residence, which they did. On February 29th at 1:58, Orange County Detective arrived on scene. Then at 2:24, Kissimmee Police Department Detective Morris also arrived, but was eventually redirected to the main police department to collaborate with Detective Cinch. Finally, they were like, finally, at 3:44, Detective Cinch advised the search warrant had been signed by the Honorable Judge Crook. Crime scene technician Walker and Howe arrived at 4:43 and began processing the storage unit, which eventually required Northport Fire and Rescue to open by cutting the lock. Once the lock was removed and the unit was opened, the missing person in question was not located inside, nor were there any signs of struggle or obvious signs of criminal activity. We ultimately secured the storage unit with a new padlock from adjoining vacant unit. Sergeant Fisher kept the keys for safekeeping until the business reopened. On February 29th, Sergeant Fisher returned to Life Storage and confirmed the gate access times were accurate, so we did not know who accessed the storage facility with Chris Stern's access code on the morning of February 28th. I don't understand why they don't have why they're saying there was nothing like no crime was committed. If no crime was committed, then why were all those modems and stuff on? On February 29th, they arrived and relieved Officer Hart on the crime scene log and took over the crime scene log while on scene. They're just talking about being at the crime scene. All right, let me see what my lovely Trixie told me would be important. All right, we got page 168. Let me see some of these narratives just to check on my way down. This is still talking about the storage unit. Let's see. I provided security while they examined the storage container. An open home under construction. Okay. So this says Detective Fegan and I conducted a neighborhood canvass surrounding the home of Stefan's biological parents, during which the following houses with cameras were located, and it's unknown if they captured anything of evidentiary value. And then it tells us where the cameras were. I assisted with executing the warrant on the storage unit. They did not locate anything of evidentiary value. It says on March 1st, they returned to the storage facility and contacted the store manager regarding the information. Okay, so this is talking about the modems. What's going on, Trixie? Oh no, I'm sorry, love. I hope your baby's okay. Yeah, Tarina, I'm with you. They didn't seize anything in that storage unit, but this might tell us that they seized something in the storage unit. Trixie, I hope your baby's okay. I'm sorry. Corey says, I don't understand how he was driving around with Maddie unalived for hours, totally unconcerned of getting caught, unless he had her in the trunk. Stearns is facing the death penalty. His little secrecy and attempts at looking innocent didn't work too well, idiot. I agree. All right, so this is going to tell us about the stuff in the storage unit, I do believe. So it says, March 1st, Dennis explained the computer printout, maybe not, previously provided regarding Chris Stern's storage unit. Specifically, he disclosed the computer system periodically and randomly conducts checks of the assigned users in order to validate their account status. Dennis provided a computer printout of Christopher's account activity from January 1st to the present, which showed Christopher's access code was used twice on the 31st of January at 8:55 and again at the same date on 9:01. The only other time the access code was utilized, and it tells that, Christopher's code was not used as previously thought. However, this information was not known at the time of the lawfully requested and executed search warrant. Dennis also provided a list of all users who had access to the storage facility on the 28th of March, none of which appear to be relevant to this investigation. Detective Jean and I then went and concluded that both Christopher and Deborah Stearns to discuss the investigation, during which they provided the following unsworn verbal information pertinent to the investigation. And this is what they said. Hold on, let me clear my throat. I was still muted. So Christopher stated on February 28th at approximately 3:15, he met Stephen at their hotel in Kissimmee after his phone was seized by law enforcement. He opened that Stephen, hold on a minute. Hey, if not everybody wants the pumpkin seeds burnt, then don't burn them. If you want burn them, if you want to burn some of them, then separate some out so that everybody gets some the way they like it. Thank you so much. I am not muted. Love you. You're beautiful. Have a great day. Okay. Christopher stated on February 28th at approximately 3:15, he met Stephen at their hotel in Kissimmee after his phone was seized by law enforcement. He opened, Stephen was extremely exhausted and seemed to have a heavy weight metaphorically pressing on him, and seemed to have fabricated an explanation regarding the factory reset of his seized cellular phone. After checking into the hotel, Christopher advised that they all went to sleep in their respective rooms between approximately 9 and 9:45. Jennifer, Maddie's biological mother, contacted him and asked if he knew where Stephen went, as he had left their hotel shortly before. He recalled Stephen returned to the hotel sometime between 11:15 and 11:30. I'm reading y'all's. Oh yeah, they will fight over them pumpkin seeds. I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Christopher later learned his son traveled to Northport, but claimed he had no idea. Furthermore, Christopher explained in his front digital door lock and doorbell camera were inoperable on the same day due to a battery issue. Thus, no call logs or recordings were available during the time frame his son returned. During the interview, Christopher received a phone call from another law enforcement agency wherein they alerted him that Madeline's body had been recovered. After receiving the call, Christopher appeared solemn and upset that she had indeed been red-rummed. Prior to departing the residence, Christopher explained his son had left a gaming computer at the residence and he had placed it in the garage after he was arrested, as he no longer wanted it in his home and believed it was of evidentiary value to law enforcement. He further recalled Stephen had access to the computer within the past week, possibly after Maddie went missing. Deborah denied Stephen had ever returned to their home on Wednesday. She explained how she viewed him as a, quote, monster, and inquired why the media and public blamed both her and Christopher for her adult son's heinous deeds. She explained she was calling the victim's name, Maddie, outside on Wednesday in the chance. No, thank you, baby. Y'all eat them. Don't let him get them because they're probably hot. If you want to give him some, let him cool down. I don't want Basil to get burnt. On the outside, okay, so she was calling Maddie's name outside that day because she thought that she might be in the woods. So it's saying she was calling Maddie's name outside on Wednesday in the chance that her son had brought her back to Northport after she learned he had allegedly returned. When she learned that the child's body had been recovered, Deborah began sobbing and remained essentially speechless. She accused Jennifer, more than likely, as knowing Maddie was graped for years before she was subsequently red-rummed. I contacted my supervision regarding Stephen's computer, who concurred to take the device as evidence in order to later transfer it to Kissimmee for further action. Let me see what y'all were saying. Yeah, it is scary how, but Florida has sunshine laws, which means that they release all this stuff, which helps, us be able to understand essentially the mind of the monster and how the police do their investigations. They do some thorough investigations. Pizzagate is crazy. Okay, I was just reading y'all's comments real quick. I know page 168, from what I understand, is important. So that is just telling us, again, search of the storage unit. Oh, okay. Hold on a minute. Sergeant Fisher spoke to Corporal Avelia. Corporal Avelia relayed that there was... Okay, let me just start at the beginning. They're talking about searching the storage unit. On February 28th at 1921, I responded to the area of life storage in response to assist another agency on call. The complainant, Corporal Avelia of the Orange County Sheriff's Office, contacted Northport Police Department in reference to a case they were currently investigating. Sergeant Fisher spoke to Corporal Avelia. Corporal Avelia relayed that there was reason to believe a suspect, Stephen Stearns, who they currently had in custody, was at the location sometime earlier today. There was reason to believe that the suspect had possibly left the body of a deceased victim at this location based off of investigative information they currently had. Orange County deputies had advised that the suspect was currently under arrest for sexual battery and possession of child porn involving the victim. It was relayed that the victim was last seen in an abnormal state, not moving for several hours in the front seat of a vehicle at an apartment complex within their jurisdiction. They believe the victim in this case was reported as a missing child, a Madeline Soto, white female, 13 years old, 5'1", 110 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. They checked the area, searching to see if they could locate anything suspicious. They reviewed the video camera system. Okay, that's about all that says. Let us continue. These are lists of something. So this is like scanned in. What in the crap is all this? I have no idea what this is. I guess it's badge numbers. It's CAD activity detail report. Alrighty. What are these? What is it? What is it? Crime scene personnel logs. Alrighty. So from what I've been told, we need to go to page 168. I think. Okay, yes, page 168 to 197 is a timeline. Okay, so this is the timeline. Thank you so much, Trixie, if you still hear me. I know you're on the way to the doctor. So, are they cooled off? Okay. Google phone data, LPR hit. Okay, so I guess this is a legend, but they blocked it out. So, we're going to try to go by the colors and the contextual clues. So I guess this color is Google phone data. This color is LPR hits. This color is additional camera footage. This color is statements from Jen and Stephen. This color is actions by law enforcement officials. And this one is 911 calls and deputies on scene. Good morning, the Astro. It's so good to see you. Okay, and they tell us important addresses are the home of the victim and Christopher Stearns' addresses, and the vehicles involved are the Lincoln, Jennifer's white Nissan, and Stefan's taupe colored Honda Civic. Of course, he drives a Honda Civic. Lord have mercy. Okay, on February 27th at 7:30, Stephen is seen on complex camera with the victim slumped over in the passenger seat. And there's a picture of that. Stephen is seen on the complex camera with throwing something in the complex dumpster at 7:35. At 7:50, Stephen left the complex with the victim and U-turned on Churchtown Loop and Hunter Park. At 8:10, the cameras on Osceola County line picked up the 2010 silver Lincoln MKX. And on camera, passenger seat is leaning back, photos taken, and it shows the photo. At 8:11 on a red light camera, at JVP and Thacker, West Boulevard, I'm assuming, the Lincoln MKX is seen. So these photos and things are going to be redacted. Oh, maybe not. At 8:19, re-enters complex with someone in a green top slumped over. At 8:31, leaves complex through the back with someone in the front seat. At 8:30 to 8:40, Stephen drops off at Town Loop and Lilac Cove. At 8:30 to 8:40, Stephen U-turns at Town Loop and Huntwick to the smoke shop. At 8:39 on camera, at EB Osceola Parkway and Thacker, the silver Lincoln is seen. There's the pictures of his car. At 8:41 on camera, at NB, JVP, and Thacker, they see the car, and that was this time. At 8:48 on the red light camera at NB northbound JY Parkway. Oh, that's northbound John Young Parkway and Town Center. The car is seen going this way. Okay. Lord have mercy. Y'all pray for me. At 8:58 on a red light camera at westbound on Central Florida Parkway, they see the car. At 9:01 on a red light camera northbound on International Drive and Central Florida Parkway, they see his car right here. At 9:02 on a traffic camera northbound on International Drive and Aquatica rear entrance, they see his car right there. At 9:02 on a traffic camera northbound International Drive and Sea Harbor Drive, they see his vehicle right there. At 9:03, they caught him on a traffic camera at International Drive and Sea Harbor Drive, and that's that right there. At 9:04 on traffic cameras, they see him southbound on International Drive and Aquatica rear entrance. They block these pictures out because you can see Maddie more than likely. At 9:05 on the red light camera at EB and Central Florida Parkway, eastbound on Central Florida Parkway and International Drive, they caught him at 9:05, and that's him. At 9:16 on camera at the vape shop, I'm assuming no, it might be a camera from a business, or it could be at the vape shop. And eastbound on Orangewood, they got him right there. 9:25 at a red light camera northbound on John Young Parkway and Central Florida Parkway, they got him right there. At 9:35, Stephen was seen pulling into the vape shop. And that's that right there. At 9:41 on camera in the parking garage, he's seen putting Maddie's body in the trunk, and that's that picture. At 9:44 on camera leaving the parking garage, that's him leaving the parking garage. At 9:49 southbound on John Young Parkway and Central Florida Parkway, he's seen driving. At 9:50, he's caught on a red light camera southbound on John Young Parkway and Whisper Lakes Boulevard, and that's that picture. At 10:03 on a red light camera, he's seen as southbound on John Young Parkway and Town Center, and that's that picture. Yep, Norma, he sure did. He drove all over. He had her slumped over. He had that poor baby's body slumped over the center console, trying to make it look like she was alive. And it was like obvious because she was in an unnatural position sitting there and had not moved the whole time he was driving. He just left her slumped over the center console. Lord of mercy. Okay. At 10:06, a Division of Transportation camera caught him westbound on John Young Parkway and Thacker. At 10:17, Stephen makes an outgoing call to Jennifer. At 10:54, Stephen is shown on the complex video at the dumpster. At 11:02, Stephen makes an outgoing call to, I'm assuming, Jennifer. The device is at home. Might have been Maddie's phone. I don't know. No, because he would have said he dropped her off at school. So he's calling Jennifer. At 11:03, phone begins moving from the apartment. I thought he didn't have his phone. That's what I was sitting here thinking. He must have went back and got it. Okay. At 11:22, he makes a purchase at the smoke shop. And that's caught on video. Stephen is in a different shirt than seen earlier. Photos gathered by Smex Crimes Detective Cole. At 11:48, one of the cameras caught him at John Young Parkway and Osceola County line southbound. Stephen says he goes home to hang out. Photos taken from Learn. Okay. At 12:49, he's caught on camera eastbound on 192 in Dyer. Right there. At 12:51, he's caught on camera eastbound at 192 in Emory. Right there. On camera, he's caught eastbound on 192 in John Young Parkway. Right here. At 12:59, he's caught on camera eastbound 192 in Fortune. And that's that picture. At 1 o'clock, he's caught on camera eastbound at 192 in Bill Beck. And that photo is right here. I don't know. That's a good question. Teresa says, was she in the vehicle while he was at the vape shop or was she out by then? Good question. I'm not sure. I think she was. I think she was in the trunk, if I'm not mistaken. And Eek said, did he Google the spot where he left her body? I'm not sure. But I'm sure it'll tell us on this timeline. Jenny says, so Jen didn't see him at 11:30 to 12 if he was out. And we see right here that, oh, hold on, let me go back a little bit. So that's 7:30. Let me check the timeline real quick. This is going through 8:46. Nine. It's 9:50. We're at 10. At 11, between 10 and 11, he's at the apartment. At 11:22, he grabs his phone, or 11:17, he grabs his phone. So he was at the apartment then. And then we're down to 1 o'clock. Okay, at 1:05, he's seen at 192 in Pecan. At 1:08, he's seen eastbound on 192 and at Sergeant Graham. At 1:08, he's seen at eastbound on 192 in Old Canoe Creek. At 1:09, the Division of Transportation cameras catch him at eastbound on 192 in Neptune. At 1:10, the Division of Transportation cameras catch him eastbound on 192 in Billinger, and that's this picture right here. At 1:13, the DOT, hold on just a minute. At 1:13, the Division of Transportation camera captures him eastbound on 192 in Vermont. At 1:14, eastbound 192 in New York Avenue. At 1:14, they catch him right here, eastbound on 192 in Michigan. 1:15, they catch him eastbound on 192 in Delaware. At 1:15, eastbound at 192 in Mississippi. Excuse me. 1:16, south on Old Hickory Tree Road from Creative Inspirations Northgate. So this is when he's going out to the area where he did what he did. And that's the last picture that they that they get of him with her in the trunk. So at 2:11, so right now at 1:16, he's going south on Old Hickory Tree Road from Creative Inspirations Northgate, and they got it from Creative Inspirations Northgate camera. And then at 2:11, he's coming back down Old Hickory Tree Road, and he's westbound this time on 192. At 2:12, I guess the picture above it might have been. Yeah, this is the last one they get with him of her in the trunk, and then this one's at 2:11 coming back now. At 2:12, they get him westbound on 192 at Mississippi. At 2:12, westbound on 192 in Delaware. At 2:12, westbound on 192 in Michigan. At 2:13, westbound on 192 in New York. At 2:16, westbound on 192 in Billinger, right here. At 2:18, westbound on 192 in Neptune, right here. At 2:18, westbound on 192 in Old Canoe Road, right here. Westbound on 192 in Sergeant Graham at 2:19. Westbound on 192 in Academy at 2:23. Okay. At 2:26, westbound on 192 in Simpson. At 2:28, westbound on 192 in Belbeck. At 2:29, westbound on 192 in Fortune, right here. At 2:30, Jennifer leaves home to pick the victim up from school. And this is 14. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I skipped. No, I'm right. Okay. At 2:30, Jennifer leaves home to pick the victim up from school. At 2:38, she's caught going westbound on 192 and John Young Parkway. No. I guess they put that in here to let us know that's when Jen left. So 2:30, Jen leaves home to pick Maddie up from school. And at 2:38, Stephen is westbound on 192 and John Young Parkway. At 2:39, Stephen is westbound on 192 in Emory. At 2:40 to, what is that? So 2, 3, 4. 2:40 to 4:10, Jen stays at school until 4:30, waiting to pick Maddie up and looking for Maddie. At 2:43, they caught him going westbound on 192 in Dyer. And then at 3:21, Stephen is seen throwing something into the complex dumpster. Again, at 4:10, Jen goes to Grandma's workplace and drives around Grandma's work and at school looking for the victim. At 4:30, she realizes victim is missing and calls victim's friend to see if Maddie went to school, and then returns to Grandma and goes through the victim's phone. At 4:36, on video, Stephen is seen putting the tire into the apartment complex dumpster, and that's this right here. Okay. Let me see what y'all are saying real quick before we read this stuff. So, Eek says, it's talking about a song. Tarina says he probably thought about leaving her at the bait place, but saw cameras. That's my theory. Hey, that's a good theory. Yep, that is a good theory. Abella says, do we really believe Jen, though? Maybe. Maybe not. I'm with you. All right. So at 4:43, Jennifer, I think it was Jennifer's sister who called 911 to report. And then at 5:15, they called 911 for an update. And then at 6 o'clock, they go back to the apartment and the family helps search the area for Maddie. I'm assuming that's 7:21. They call 911 for an update. At 7:37, deputies arrive on scene. At 8 o'clock, domestic screens the call for the signal 8 and domestic does not respond. At 8:47, they catch Stefan's car southbound on John Young Parkway and Osceola County line. And that's the picture of that. That's where he's showing her where he dropped her off. Basil just stretched out his little back legs, and they're so cute. I love when he stretches his little back legs out. At 8:47, they catch him southbound on John Young Parkway and Osceola County line, and that's taken from the cameras. At 8:50, Maddie is entered into teletype. At 9:44 to 10:02, phone is shut off. And then on February 27th at midnight, the phone is reset. At 3:18 in the morning, they catch the Silver Lincoln westbound on 192 in Hogland. Basil. Yeah, he's being a cutie. At 3:20, they catch him at westbound on 192 in Emory. At 3:20, the DOT catches him westbound on 192 in John Young Parkway. This is in Jennifer's car. So I shouldn't say him. They catch Jennifer's car, 3:18, 3:20, 3:20, driving around. At 3:24 in the morning, they catch Jen's car going westbound on 192 in Bill Beck. At 3:25, they catch Jen's car going westbound on 192 in Simpson. At 3:27, they catch it going eastbound on 192 in Pecan, which is this picture right here. 3:29, eastbound on 192 in St. Cloud, this picture right here. At 3:31, they catch him eastbound on 192 in Neptune. At 3:31, the DOT catches it eastbound on 192 in Billinger. At 3:32, eastbound on 192 in Vermont. At 3:33, eastbound on 192 in New York. 3:33, eastbound on 192 in Michigan. Where's you driving around at so early in the morning, ma'am or sir? 3:34, eastbound on 192 in Delaware. 3:35, southbound on Old Hickory Tree. And then he's gone out of town until 4:09. Now he's coming back westbound. Westbound at 4:10. So he was gone out to where I'm assuming Maddie's body was for 30 minutes. Now he's coming back. As you can see, I'm not going to read everyone. 4:11, he's westbound on 192 in New York. 4:14, westbound on 192 in Neptune. 4:17, westbound on 192 in Academy is that last picture right there. 4:25, westbound on 192 in John Young right here. 4:26, westbound on 192 in Emory. 4:28, westbound on 192 in Dyer. 4:28, westbound on 192 in Dyer. Oh, he hit a toll. That's what my paper that says strange tolls is. So at 10:38, a toll is hit on Osceola Parkway and Shining Creek Toll Plaza. At 10:58, a toll is hit on Osceola Parkway and Shingle Creek Plaza. When is this? Because it jumps from 4:28 to 10:38. And it's not giving me the date. Unless these are tolls he hit while he was out driving around, I guess, before this. At 11:01, toll is hit in Osceola County. I've got a paper they sent me with the records that says it's titled Strange Tolls, and I've been trying to figure out what that was. I could not figure it out. Like, strange. I thought it was strange tolls hit by the sheriff's department, so that's why I hadn't put it out. I'll put it out today in my documents, memberships. Jen says, I believe that's February 28th. I'm not sure. It's interesting. At 11:16, they do an interview with Jen and Steffens. That was by Detective Hunt. At 11:16, they interview students at school. Okay, so I'm assuming this is in the morning, because the kids ain't at school at 11:16 at night. Plus, it'd be military time, I'm assuming. Yep, because the next one's military. What is that? 13, 14. So 3:20, command post is initiated. 3:30, daytime chase flyover. So they were flying over looking. I can't think of what 1950 is off the top of my head right now. So we're going back to military time for the moment. Code red was requested at 1950 at 20 hours. Steffens' phone was seized. At 2012, the initial PRTT for victim social media has a negative return. At 2038, the code red was sent. At 2038, Osceola K9 did a track, which was negative. Now we're on February 28th. Maybe Tina Marie. In the interview, Abella says in the interview, a great cop asked the monster if she knew where St. Cloud was, and Stern says north, south, and the cop goes east. Tina says, wonder if the tolls timestamps was just wrong. Possibly. It does take him a long time to answer. Thank you, Tarina. Says 1800 would be 5 p.m. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. On February 28th at 1, the vehicle was towed to Osceola Processing. And at 4:35 a.m. on camera, Stephen leaves the hotel through the front lobby. And that's a picture of that. At 6:29 a.m., he's caught on North Cranberry by Toledo Boulevard, Blade westbound. And it's 1 mile from Chris Stern's address. At 6:34 to 7:09, he logged into Google at his dad's address. So he was definitely there that night. Because this is saying, again, let me back this up. This is when he left the hotel. He's walking out of the hotel right here. He's walking out of the hotel lobby. And then at 6:29, they catch him in Jen's car going north on Cranberry Boulevard and Toledo Blade westbound. And they're saying he's 1 mile from Chris Stern's home address. And then at 6:34 to 7:09, he's logged into Google at his dad's address per FBI cast, probably on their Wi-Fi. He's right here logged in to Google. At 7:28 on camera, Chris Stearns was seen leaving the hotel through the front lobby. So this is his dad walking out at 7:28 in the morning. At 7:46, he's caught northbound on Cranberry by Toledo Blade, 1 mile from Chris Stearns' home address. At 7:47, Northport has a video of Jen's vehicle at the scene of a vehicle accident by Cranberry and Toledo. At 8 o'clock, there's a search warrant issued for the apartment. At 10:21, he's westbound at 192 and Rolling Oak Boulevard. At 10:24, he's eastbound on 192 and Rolling Oak Boulevard. This is interesting to me. 7:47 Northport has a video of Jennifer's vehicle at the scene of a vehicle accident. So he was out driving around and got caught at the scene of an accident. At 10:50 on camera, Chris Stearns walks into the hotel in Kissimmee, and that's that picture. At 10:55 on camera, Steppen walks into the hotel lobby, and that's this picture. Oops. At 11:45, they executed the search warrant on the Lincoln. At 12:44, Old Hickory Tree Road and Dory tire tread was found by Detective Savali. At 15:30, Steppen and Jen were brought into Central Operations, and the Nissan was taken into custody. At 17:05, Detective Beldares located the victim's backpack with the laptop, notes, and crock inside the dumpster located at the apartment complex. A piece of tire was also recovered. March 4th, 12:45 a.m., Detective O'Malley and Detective Smallwood interviewed somebody, probably Steppen. At 16:47, Maddie's body was found. So this is the timeline. Hold on, let me scroll it down. These are just logs. I'm going to try not to stay on here as long today, but I know there's certain pages of evidentiary value. So we're going to look at them. Look, I don't know if you can see, but all these pages are completely redacted. All of them. I'm assuming that's photos. So here's talking about this is a printout of Amazon. About the coins. So let's talk about this. Okay. So it's a printout of like what you see when you open up your Amazon. Thank you. Jen says that Jennifer was interviewed the day that Maddie was found. So this is like, when you open Amazon and you're looking at something on Amazon, this is the black and white version printout of that. And it has to do with these weird coins. So it says Amazon.com, fun new parent decision coin, double-sided mom and dad turn coin, decision-making coin, mom and dad new parents. So it says funny new parent decision coin, new parents gift for couples, new mom and dad, new baby gift for parent mom, okay? And it says fun new parents decision coin, double-sided mom, dad turn coin, decision-making coins, mom and dad, new parents, decision-making coins, gifts for mom and dad, parent gifts, baby shower. And one side says, mommy's turn, flip for your fate, new parent decision coin. So it's mom's turn to decide something or dad's turn to decide something. And there's more pictures of the coins. They ordered, I'm assuming this is the one they ordered. It was silver, stainless steel, and it gives us the side. And it says one new parent's decision coin. They ordered it off of Amazon. I want to know if it shows a picture of a baby on it, on the one they ordered. This is, again, just showing, like what you see on Amazon. Oh, that's the bottom of the page for Amazon. Is that all we get about the coins? Hold on, let me go back up. I want to know which one they ordered and what are they deciding? Good morning, Zan. Zan says this coin stuff is disturbing. It is. I want to know what y'all think. Because they're not new parents. She's not a baby. Like, what are you deciding? Punishments? Like, if she gets in trouble, oh, you didn't do your homework, so who's going to decide the punishment? What did Stephen decide? Did Jen know what Stephen decided her punishment would be? I'm assuming it is the one with the baby. What in the Sam hell? I mean, you would think it's like, I'm assuming for like babies, it's like, who's going to change the poopy diaper? Is it going to be mom or dad, right? But what are you deciding for a 13-year-old child that's not in diapers? What are we deciding here? I don't understand. And it's scary. Like, I have a coin that's mine, and one side it says yes, and one side it says no. And I can I got it for me and the kids just to play around and say, is the cake I'm cooking going to burn? And we flip it yes or no, is it going to rain tomorrow? And you flip it yes or no, but not mommy and daddy decide. That's weird. I'm going to pull up the picture of those on Amazon and put out a video on it. I'm going to take a walk after this, and then I'm going to get a video put out reading some of this stuff. And I want to pull up on Google Maps. Hopefully I can pull it up. I'm waiting on the jail records, Anders, to find out about all of that. It is weird. It could have been about that Tamagotchi stuff too. I know he bought her Tamagotchis. All right, we'll read this narrative and let me see what else is important, because my lovely Trixie told me what's important. Okay, so page 214, and we're on 216. Okay, so yeah, this is where we need to be. This is talking about the SMEX crimes, so be aware. This one is hard for me to see. Okay. Whew. On February 28th, 2024, at approximately 8:18, Detective Laredo responded to the address in Kissimmee, Florida, to assist with a search warrant for the residence. Upon arrival at the residence, I met with Corporal Kenneth, Detective Matthew, Detective Janko, and detectives with the Kissimmee Police Department. The Orange County Sheriff's Office was investigating the disappearance of missing juvenile Maddie. Below is a synopsis of my involvement in this case. On February 28th at 8:52, Corporal Avelia requested a preservation request be submitted for Google electronic mail or email address sustenant@gmail.com. Sustenant was his Reddit name. We did go through his Reddit. That video and live is on my profile if you want to check that out. At approximately 9:09, I submitted the preservation request to Google from Detective Janko's Google Law Enforcement Request System account at lurs.google.com. Google provided me with an internal identification number. On the same date, at approximately 1:06 p.m., I sent Detective Heller a message via email with the Google identification number so she could author a search warrant for the email account. This is the search of the residence. Hold on a minute. I think I smell the seeds burning. Good morning, Cara. That was a conversation about the coins between Maddie and Stefan. Did I miss it? Let me know, Cara. Thank you. Okay. So Corporal Janko Chang and I remained outside of the residence alongside Kissimmee Police Department detectives providing scene security while we waited for Orange County Sheriff's Office forensics to respond. Prior to the search of the residence, Smucks Crimes detectives informed that they had located evidence which showed Maddie was being sexually abused, presumably by her stepfather, Stephen Stearns. And good morning, Cora, if I didn't say good morning to you, love. Stephen Stearns, who's 37 years old. Oh, being abused by Stephen. The evidence was located on Stephen's cell phone via video call. Detective Cole and Detective Tangler showed Detective Janko and I some of the child's sexual abuse material stored within Stephen's phone. The video phone call was made to ensure efficiency in locating, identifying, and collecting the items from within the residence to ensure said evidence was preserved properly. During the search of the residence, I located a pair of blue boxers inside the laundry basket in what I was informed was the living space bedroom of Madeline. We read this yesterday, but I'm going to read it again. The Tamagotchis were only little for an hour in an egg. Hi, everyone. Hi, my love. Okay. During the search of the resident, the bedroom was located on the first floor of the residence, adjacent to the dining room. The pair of boxers located matched a pair of boxers observed on images stored in Stephen's phone, where he was sexually abusing Madeline. A crime scene investigator took photographs of the pair of boxers and collected it. Conversation with resident, probably one of the roommates. On February 28th at 1:40, a female who identified herself at blank arrived to the apartment in an ashen gray Toyota. Yeah, this is going to be a roommate. Through investigated means, blank was positively identified. She informed me she was a resident of the address. She had been residing for 2.5 years. She specified her bedroom was located on the second floor, which was adjacent to Stephen's. She was informed the pink comforter on her bed had been collected under the search warrant. Blank had known Stephen for the 2.5 years she had been residing there. She denied ever engaging in sexual intercourse with Stephen. The conversation was brief and not audio recorded. Why are they asking her if she had sexual relations with Stephen? On the same date, at approximately 1:54, I left the blank drive address and responded to Orange County Central Operations Building. With no further information. This one says, I reviewed the contents of Stephen's phone. In addition to observing the sexual abuse to Maddie, I noticed Stephen had a folder on his phone's gallery labeled blank, which contained over 90 images that were captured of an unaware female. Upon further examining these images, I identified the female in the images to be Stephen's roommate. The photographs and videos of her were captured in her bedroom and in her bathroom while she was nude, where she had an expectation of privacy, and they appear to have been captured without her knowledge or consent. In addition, the images appear to have been taken with the device that was concealed to her view. Like, basically, he hid the phone by placing it under the door and took pictures of her in the nude. Sick mug. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Good morning. Is there somebody named Angelica here? Oh, the roommate. Thank you, Jen. This is just talking about the scene security. Let's see what this one is. Okay, we'll read this one real quick and see what it says. Okay, Cara, I'm going to have to find that. I'm sure I've got it or am about to get it. I'm waiting on some more files to be sent over from them because I got the 80-page report of this, but I didn't get the big one. Let me see if Trixie told me where it's at. Oh, yep. It is page 486. So 486 is where we're going to hear more about the coin. Here, let's read that real quick and then we'll come back to this. Oh, here's his arrest warrant, I think. So this might be a missing persons flyer that was put out. There's the monster himself. 13-year-old Madeline was last seen wearing a green sweatshirt and black shorts and white Crocs and has been missing since Monday, February 26th. She was reporting missing after her mother went to pick her up from school and discovered she was not there. Through investigative efforts, Stephen Stearns was identified as the prime suspects in Madeline's disappearance. On Monday, February 26th, between 1 and 2:30, Stephen was seen driving a silver 2010 Lincoln MKZ with that tag in the area of State Road 192 and Old Hickory Tree Road, as well as Old Hickory Tree Road and Nolte Road. If anyone has any video footage or remembers seeing Maddie, Stephen Stearns, or the silver Lincoln, please call Crime Line. Abellis, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Abellis says, quick Sarah update. She did take George out of the suitcase and stretched him out on the floor before Brian arrived. She told Owens when he questioned her at trial. And her jail friend is a Christina Pena. Oh, wow. Thank you for that, Abellis. Thank you for letting us know. I appreciate that. We were discussing that in the chat the other day. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. All right, let's look at the text messages about the coins real quick. It's on page 486. And then we can come back and review some of this. I'm going to put a video out. I'm going to go through and basically get everything of importance and read it in a video. And I want to pull up like on Google Maps, the locations, and I want to talk about, my mind just went blank. Pull up the coins because I saw pictures. I wanted to see what this was real quick. We'll come back. I think it's Google Map stuff. I really want to look at this coin stuff. Those have a lot of blocked out stuff. I'm going to have to put a video out about this. This is supposed to be about the coins. Okay, so yeah, here's the text messages. All right. So this one says, on December 16th it's going to be 12:47 a.m., Maddie sends a text message to Stephen that contained a photograph of 2 coins. The coins had the inscription, New Parent Decision Coin, and appeared to be from Amazon.com. Maddie sends 2 follow-up texts to Stephen stating, we need this and get it for us, please. Oh my God. A search of Amazon for these coins revealed these coins are for new parents, where one can flip a coin to decide if it's a mother or father's time to complete a task for a newborn. Due to the fact this conversation was not near Father's Day or Mother's Day, leads one to believe Maddie and Stephen had possibly spoke about conceiving a child. Detailed information about the steps in the health application for the iPhone during the time frame between February 25th at 20:30 hours and February 26th at 16 hours. And it gives the steps taken that we read that. I want to read again about that coin. This is very concerning. So this is December 16th, 2023. She did have her period in January per the friend. So she wasn't pregnant. It says at 12:47 a.m., Maddie sends a text message to Stephen that contained a photograph of 2 coins. The coins had the inscription of New Parent Decision Coin and appeared to be from Amazon.com. Maddie sends 2 follow-up texts to Stephen stating, "We need this," and the second message said, "Get it for us, please." A search of Amazon for these coins revealed that these coins are for new parents, where one can flip a coin to decide if it's mother's or father's time to complete a task for a newborn. Due to the fact that the conversation was not near Father's Day or Mother's Day, it leads one to believe that Maddie and Stephen had possibly spoke about conceiving a child. If the police are saying that, it leads one to believe right here where I'm trying to highlight it, that Maddie and Stephen have possibly spoke about conceiving a child, then I am apt to believe that I'm going to go with what the police said. Lord have mercy. Right? I don't know if they released her toxicology or not. They didn't release her autopsy, and they didn't say if she was pregnant, and we can't get that unless the family decides to release it. But I do think they found medications in her system that weren't supposed to be there. But I'm not sure. Wow, how concerning. So we read about the steps yesterday that were taken. Maddie's phone was plugged into charge on February 25th at 23:38. Maddie's phone is unplugged from the charger on February 26th at 7:04. The phone is powered off at 7:16. The pattern of Maddie's cellular phone use is not typical of her normal day. Aw, Eek, thank you. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships. If you guys were gifted a membership, please tell Eek thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Eek. I'll play the little clip real quick. Thank you, Eek, so much for doing that. I needed a minute anyway. I needed to flip to something else for just a second after reading all that. Thank you so much, Eek. If you guys were gifted a membership, please tell Eek thank you. Okay. So it shows this activity was not physically done by Madeline on February 26th at 10:55. Is the next time Madeline's cellular phone is turned back on, which coincides with the 8 steps it moved at the same time. Stephen and Jennifer would have been the only people in the house at the time, and per Jennifer's statement, she was inside of her bedroom during this time and only seen Stephen while he was doing laundry. Oh, yay, Norma got a membership. Woohoo, good job. Yay. Cozy, you got to turn on your memberships, honey, so you can get gifted memberships. Upon reviewing Stephen's cellular phone downloaded, the following it was observed on February 26th at 12:12. A factory reset was done on the phone. This can only be accomplished by having navigated. Listen to how hard it is to do the factory reset. You have to navigate to the setting options on the phone. You have to tap General Management. You have to swipe and tap Reset. You have to tap Factory Data Reset. Then you have to review information. Once you've reviewed the information, you have to swipe and tap Reset. If there is a password on the phone, you have to enter the password that's on your phone. This shows Stephen could not have accidentally reset his phone, as it has nothing to do with a phone update, as he stated during his previous statement under oath. And he had a password on his phone that he had to enter to do it. Another factory reset was done on Stephen's phone at that time. Oh, yeah, here's the other text messages right here. Upon reviewing Jennifer's cell phone download, the following was observed. Jen would set an alarm at 7:30 on the days that she would bring Maddie to school. These messages between Jennifer and Stephen on February 25th, starting at 23:39, and that stated the following. At, I think it's 11:30. It could be 10:30 or 11:30. She sends a text to Stephen that says, "Make sure she goes to bed right now." Stephen replies, "Okay, sweetie, good night." And then Jen just replies, "Good night, you monster." No, she just said good night. And then he said, "She's built her nest and is settling in now." Aww. Sick mother trucker. And then Jen replies, "Okay, good." These messages confirm what Jen stated during the interview. Oh, Cozy, you're a member now. Yay. Welcome to Speculation Station, Cozy. Thank you for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. Yay, Cozy. Now you can see the posts that I do daily, just about things I'm doing around the house. Kara, you got to set your memberships to where you can receive memberships too. Because they gift a lot. We have a really great group of people here. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you. On February 25th, Jen set her cell phone on a wireless charger. Okay. And she set an alarm to go off at 9. Let's go back and look at those pictures real quick before I have to go for the day. They were way up here. Here we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to go for the day in just a minute so I can do school with them and try to get a video out with more in-depth detail of this, just reading this stuff. So this shows the address on Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach, Florida. This is what they pointed out, which is Poche Beach. Let me see what's before this. I don't know what this is showing. Let's see what the next page is. Oh, it's showing where he's driving at and where his car is found. Okay. So there's the Lincoln. The Lincoln is right here on St. John Young Parkway at 9:47 p.m. And there's up close of his license plate. How do you do that to receive membership? Indy, you hold on. You click gifting at the bottom. I'll play a video. I forget to do it. I'll play a video on how to do it at the end. Hi, Indie Girl again. And hi, Corey. Corey says that's by the school. Okay, thank you. Okay, so, and then I guess it's showing another map, and they've got this circled. I don't know if you can see, but there's lines going across the light-colored part. So they're just showing where his vehicle is. Here's another one, and it shows that the vehicle is right here on Iris Bronson Memorial Highway. And they're showing on the GPS map where it's located. You can see the circle right here. It's kind of hard to see, but if you look at the actual road, you can see the lines going across. And this was at 2:23 p.m. on February 26th. This one is, again, on Iris Bronson Memorial Highway at 2:23 on February 26th. And they spotted the Lincoln. I scrolled up down too far. There's the picture of that. And they circle on the GPS map where that's at. Indy, did they tell you? Okay, good. I'm glad. Thank you, Jenny. I always forget how to do it. It took me a long time to figure out how to do it too. When I was in other creators' chats and stuff, I couldn't figure it out for the longest time. Okay. So this one is showing that on 2/26 at 1:06 p.m. He is on, I don't know, he just went under Florida's Turnpike. Let me see if it tells me. It's Bronson Memorial Highway is the closest address, and that's him driving down Bronson Memorial Highway. Here on the GPS maps, I think it's showing the same one, 106 on Erlo Bronson, but there's another different picture of him. And it circles that he is right here where this dot is. Oh Lord, what did I do? Okay, and then here he is at 10:05 a.m. on February 26th. He is at South John Young Parkway and Greenwald Way North, which is right here. And was a picture of his car. And this one, it's 8:10 a.m. and he is on February 26th at St. John Young Parkway and Greenwald Way North. Right here. I think this is the time period that Maddie would have been in the car.
All sorts of stuff. Let's just say that. Yeah, I don't actually. You want to see our chat though? Yes. Obviously. You remember me?
Oh, eek. Yeah, the kids had small, tiny pumpkins this year. You can carve one. You have to cut around the stem of it and pull that out, and then you have to take all the insides out, and then it makes it easier to carve. If you get a permanent marker and draw what you want to carve on it, then it makes it easier so you can carve it. And then you can get one of the little tea lights from the dollar store that you don't have to light. They're like battery operated, and you can put it in there on Halloween. This is the report of sexual battery. This is the report for homicide of the missing juvenile persons form, statement form, evidence property, and other agency reporting forms. I'm going to have to go soon. This is the electronic incident report transmittal form. These are just reporting forms. What is this?
He's BI, ma'am. He's BI. Don't know that. He's BI.
Oh, it's a request to pull the video camera footage.
And he has a crush on a human.
This is Carlos saying that he had the video camera footage from Stefan driving back into the complex. This is for the school district and video surveillance. Okay, so I'm going to have to go with that. Please give our video a like so that more people will find us. I go over police reports and documents, and we also go over videos and trials. We've been going over the Richard Allen case. I will be putting a video out going more in depth with all of these papers and all of this paperwork. If you are here, please don't forget to give this video a like. We are live every morning at 9:30. Thank you so much, everyone who was here and who helped me out with information. Sheila, I'm sorry. Hit the replay though and watch it. Yeah, unfortunately I'm gonna have to go. But we are live every morning at 9:30. Yeah, I'm going to put a video out where I go through this stuff and try to pull up like the coins on Amazon and some more Google Map stuff. So I'm going to have to get to working on that, and I've got to do school for the kids. But I greatly appreciate you all being here. I will be live again at 9:30 in the morning. If you don't mind, please give this video a like so that we get out in the algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you all tomorrow. Again, thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate you guys. I love my little speculating family members that we have here. You can become part of the speculating family by just hitting that subscribe button. And tomorrow we will be doing some stuff for Halloween. I don't know what. I'm trying to figure out if we can play a video or not. If I can stream a movie, we're going to stream a movie. If not, we're going to watch about the screen killings and the interview with a serial killer from Court TV. Either way, it should be interesting. Thank you again for being here. I love you all, and I hope you have the best day you've ever had in your whole entire life. And I will see you in the morning. Bye.